the Snitch Code has a lot of people's minds underdeveloped. And let me tell you how. When I talk about being treated horribly, I go to report it, or I go to address it, or I go to handle it. And I have people saying, oh, you're a Karen, you're a Karen. The same people who grew up on that snitch code are the ones who have a problem with me standing up for myself, for being treated horribly. I want to make sure this is very clear. Having a standard for the way that you are treated is not the same as being a Karen who's calling the cops on a family for barbecuing at the park. And the fact that people believe it's the same is exactly why their brains are underdeveloped. Brains are this big, but you can't tell them nothing. So their brains stay this big. It's underdeveloped because they don't want any type of sense or knowledge to get through to help them understand that what they're thinking is not the same. So if you think like this, you live like this. You think like this, you move like this. Calling someone a Karen for having a standard, it ties back to that snitch code that these cats have been raised on. Because it's typically just the men who come in and, oh, you a Karen, you a Karen. It's been the men, the older ones at that. Then they'll turn back around and be the same ones crying about how men are not allowed to express their feelings. Men are not allowed to talk about their emotions. Well, because you just tried to drag me for saying, This is how underdeveloped these minds are, and like nobody wants to talk about it. And I know why people don't want to talk about it, because it's going to have to include they daddy, they mama, they uncle, probably even their own children, or even themselves. They don't want to have that conversation. But the truth is, a lot of the ways that folks have been raised has left their minds underdeveloped, so they can't even critically think. They can't even analyze certain things in the conversation, and they have not even attempted to unlearn it at this point. That mind is underdeveloped. At 40 and 50 years old, it's still underdeveloped, to the point that they are running to my comment section to call me a Karen for saying, you will not be degrading me. You will not be humiliating me. Like, y'all don't see yourselves? So you're okay with being humiliated and degraded. You're okay with being mistreated. And it all ties back to an underdeveloped mind. And we need to get into that.